get there right as it gets dark, so I'll have to start on the insulation tomorrow morning. So yeah, I'll see you in the morning. Hey guys, it's the next day. I'm here at a little campground, a dispersed campground, Marshall Lake, and yeah, I'm trying to get started here on removing the panels here. So in order to insulate them. So yeah, if you can see here, these panels are held on by these. It's almost like an in between of a nail and a screw. So they have like a little Phillips head on them, but it's so tiny and they just round out real easy. So I found out that using a flat bar to kind of pry the panel out, the screws can come out with it. So yeah, I'm just taking my time trying to carefully remove it. Really, I only need to remove the upper panel here because I bought these actually. Yeah, so let me tell you that too. So it's pretty late in the day. I think it's like 1 o'clock right now, and yeah, I kind of got a late start getting to this spot to start this process, and I had to run to Home Depot, get the supplies and whatnot, and then come here. So I got these panels here that I plan on using to insulate it. They're like kind of pre-cut, and so actually the ribs inside the wall here I measured and they're actually 16 on center, and these pre-cut panels are meant to fit in between them. So it works perfect. So I did my measurements, how many I needed. Now all these are really just for doing the walls, not the ceiling yet. The ceiling, I'm gonna have to do either in another day or maybe wait a little longer, see how the funds go. So yeah, that's my situation right now. Like I said, it's a little late in the day. It took me even a little while to empty all the stuff out of here, all my stuff that I have, and I still got some stuff up there. I don't want to show you like everything I had in here, it's just kind of awkward for me. But yeah, and I also forgot my tripod, so it's going to be real hard for me to show you guys the process of me removing the panels. But like I said, I use a flat bar and just carefully pull the panel away from the ribs. And yeah, it's tedious. It's not a smooth, quick process, but I chose this insulation also because it's cheap for what it is, and it's 3/4 inch, so it's got some R rating to it. I think it's like R3, which is better than nothing. These ribs aren't that thick anyway. They're like 1 inch, so I can't really go too thick even if I wanted to. So that's that. Yeah, so I was playing with the idea of buying spray foam, the expansion foam, and I was looking at which one has the lowest expansion, so that way if I just were to spray it down in the walls, drill a couple holes here and there, and spray it all in through the walls, it wouldn't bow out the exterior wall or the interior panel. But they're like $5 a can or $7 a can. I'm like, dag, for how many I would need to do all that, it would just be way expensive. And these panels, 6-pack is like $12, I think it was, and I needed 6 packs. So to my measurements, that should be what I need. So it just seemed right. Yeah. So all right, I'm just gonna get back with you guys once I get this upper panel off, and then show you this where I'm at in my step process. All right guys, well, I'm just updating the process here. So I took the upper panel off, and like I said, the panels I got, kind of flex. So I'm hoping this gives me enough space where I can slide the panel down here and not have to make so much work for myself. You know what I mean? So, and yeah, it's not going to be super airtight insulated, but it's better than nothing. You know what I mean? Like I said, I live in the desert, so it is insane. And that's the step. So that's where I'm at right now. I gotta remove some of these little things. And like I said, they have like a weird threading on them. See if I can get in close here. It's hard to really see, but it's like a nail with like a little spiral to it, So I did find out, like, if I give it like some good yanks with my thumbs like around the nail, it does pop out. So now, as far as getting the panel back in, I'm gonna try to put it back in the same way, but I did buy liquid nails, or maybe I can put a little spot here and there and keep the panel up. So all right, that's it. So I'll get back to you guys once I get the insulation in there. Let's see how it goes. Like, I do have some wires here that I have to be careful with, but I think I can do it. So all right, so just catching you up again on where I'm at with this. Yeah, so it is doable. Sorry, I'm always put my fingers over the camera, but it is doable to just take that top panel off, like I explained, and try to slip it all the way down. But I guess like not every rib is perfectly on center. So like this panel here, this foam board, when I was trying to slide it down, it broke in a couple pieces as I was sliding it. And this one happened too. That did the same thing, but not as bad. Oh yeah, and it wouldn't go all the way down. So there's a lower vent right here, where there's one up on the top and one over here. And so what I'll do is I'll just drill a couple of holes and get the spray foam. I'll put that insert back in first, obviously, and then just spray foam that whole little cavity that I couldn't get to. Yeah, and like this channel, this open channel, I'm probably just gonna spray foam that, and the top corners. I might wait to do the roof before I get that. I don't really know. Oh no, I can probably do it now, or even just shove a little piece of foam in there. Yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm at. And as far as this cracking, I mean, yeah, it's gonna make the insulation value, I guess, a little less. Heat technically could seep through, but I do have some what's that tape called, the foil tape, where maybe I'll just put foil tape over that in here. I don't know if it even matters. So I do have spray foam. I can go over it, but I feel like it's not even that big of a deal. Honestly, I know, like, it's not the ideal thing. So yeah, so that's where I'm at here. I'm starting over there. I got all the bottom lower half in, got that. So I'm trying to do all the big sections first, and like, the little bits of scrap that I have, I use it for the smaller sections. Just trying to use my material efficiently. All right, so yeah, I'll get back to you in a little while. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention too that it's almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon right now, and I do plan on being up here for the whole week. Oh, and yes, guys, the roof height in the interior is like 5'6". I'm 5'9", so you see me like kind of squatting a little bit or bending my knees. Yeah, the 6-foot interior would have been nice, but like I said, it's a lot more expensive. And it's not like I'm gonna be standing in it all the time, so it's okay. Even with the shower I'm gonna put up in the front, I'll have like a wet bath sort of thing where you kind of have to do like a sit down shower. So no big deal, you know. And that's only like, I'm not going to use that shower like daily. Like I'll still do what I do now, but say if I go boondocking or something, you know what I mean, then I'll use it. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, like I was saying, it's 2 in the afternoon right now, and I'm gonna try to at least get the half done, this half of the trailer done, and then tomorrow I'll try to start on the other half, which does suck. Now I am like in that campground I told you about, where it's like dispersed camping, you know, it's free. And I do plan on being up here, hopefully the week, because it just kind of sucks that I gotta take all my belongings, my stuff that's in here, in and out every time. And honestly, it's a good amount of stuff because I'm not organized right now, like I mentioned also. So I do have like a few boxes that I have to stack up in the corners, you know, until I get some storage made up, where it'll free up a lot of room. So, you know, and I have a futon over there, you know, I paid $20 for it, off Marketplace. And because I thought it would be a nice piece of furniture to have inside here, but it does take up a lot of space, you know what I mean? And it's not that comfortable. Like I wake up like sore in my lower back sometimes because because it's just kind of like lumpy. You can feel the spines, the brace, you know, the wood framing in it, you know, when you're laying. So it's not ideal. So I do plan on getting one of those, what are they called, a chair bed, where yeah, it's a cushion chair, you know, but I guess underneath the seat folds out, or comes out, slides out, and the backrest flips down, so then it becomes like a little narrower than like a twin bed, you know. But I like that because when it's in chair mode, it'll free up a lot of space when I'm like sitting in here, say on a rainy day or whatever, you know. So that's my plans, but for now that's what I had. An air mattress. I have a twin size air mattress that, you know, takes up almost the whole width of this trailer, which is, trailer is 5 feet wide, you know, it's a 5x10 trailer. So it takes up a little more than half, I'll say, you know, and that leaves me no space to put stuff along the wall that I have, you know what I mean? So believe it or not, that uses a little less space. Now if I flipped it down in bed mode, yeah, it would take up the whole back end, and I don't want to have everything so crammed up. I don't need that much space to sleep, you know. That's fine with me. I'm kind of like a side sleeper anyway, so that's no big deal. But anyway, there I go, rambling on. So anyway, let me continue the process, see how much I can get done, how much more I can get done, and then I'll get back to you guys. Like I said, I don't have a tripod to, you know, have you guys literally watch me inserting the panels and what I'm doing, but you know, I forgot it. So all right, I'll get back to you in a little while. All right guys, update. So I got this side all insulated. I even got the spray foam and the little cracks. I missed the wire that plugged into this. I think it went down somewhere, so it's only an interior light that works, only when it's hooked to the receiver wire harness. So it's not even a big deal. Maybe another point in time I'll worry about it, but I'll put the little cover back on or whatever. And now I just got to get the trim pieces put back on. I got to finish that panel, which is out here somewhere. Actually, I don't know where it's all behind me. Anyway, so yeah, and I did that thing where I went to drill some holes, and I think I got carried away with how much I used of the foam, because as you can see, it's oozing out like crazy. And that was one of the vent holes, but you know what, that's okay, because honestly, I kind of want this sealed up, you know, make it, because that might affect how the vehicle or the trailer can be insulated anyway. So that's fine. I'll just, when that dries, I'll cut the excess off and whatever. So yeah, let me go ahead and finish up the trim. And I did take this top panel off on this side. Man, I can't really give you a good camera angles because I'm kind of close up to it, but so I apologize for the poor quality. But anyway, so I popped this off, and I think I'm just gonna quick insulate this flat wall section, today, and that'll be all I'll do. That'll be what I'll do for today, and tomorrow I'll attack the front section. Like I said, I don't want to really face the camera that way too much because it's my clothes, and it doesn't look right. It is kind of all janky, sitting in the corner and whatever. So yeah, but I'll get to that front corner tomorrow. But yeah, I figured so I popped this panel off because when I was doing this side here, what do you call it? Let me think. So I was putting the foam in, and then I recalled there being a couple harnesses that I detached, or not harnesses, but these connector clips, whatever you want to call them, where I remember there being one over here, and I thought there was one over here too, but come to find out, it was the wire that connected to this. And the funny thing is too, so right, what do you call it? When I was wondering, like, did I do something? Were those wires? Was I thinking wrong or something about those wires? And so I went out to turn my lights on the truck, and they weren't working. I'm like, oh great. So come to find out, I popped the fuse somehow. Now I'm just hoping. All right, so the two wires that power this obviously go through that harness on the hitch, and I'm just hoping that the positive wire isn't touching the frame somewhere, and that is probably why it popped the fuse. So I don't know. It's what it is. It's not like the tip of the wire was exposed. It just puts a little splice in the jacket. You know what I mean? These type of connectors. So the wire itself isn't like exposed enough to ground out, I don't think, anyway. But it is what it is. I'll know if the fuse pops again. Then I got a problem on my hands where I got to take this whole wall off, and ooh, buddy, I am not into doing that. So because like I said, these walls are a pain to get off with these types of hardware that they use. I don't even get why that's the choice. But in the future, maybe like when it cools down in Phoenix, I'll go ahead and put actual better panels in here. I don't know, we'll see. So all right guys, well, I'm gonna continue getting this side done. All right guys, back to show you an update. This is where I'm at right now. It's what it is. I'm hoping it'll do the job. I feel like it'll definitely make huge improvements on making this keeping the inside of this cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep going, and I'll update you again when I get the panel on. All right guys, good news. So this wire here, or this dome light here, so these wires, I guess I didn't do them right, essentially. Yeah, so they were supposed to go to this dome light here. I think I just kind of had them together on this little clip, which is bad because it's a hot wire and a ground wire. Man, that could have been bad. I could have melted this thing down. But anyway, so I got that figured out. The lights are all working properly. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead, put this panel back on, and then continue the front. So I'll get back with you guys. Hey guys, I'm back. Just following up with you on what I got going on. So I did a lot more than I plan on doing. Yeah, so I did the whole front half here. Let me see if I can get the angle right. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get an idea of everything. So, you know, I did get the panels off, like I mentioned. Oh, I got to put that one back up. But anyway, I got all this insulated, pretty much all the walls. And so I had a lot of material left over, fiberglass, or I'm sorry, I'm burned out, but foam board. I had a lot of foam board left over. So it actually was just enough to do the ceiling. So I insulated the roof. Yeah, and I even had a couple of sheets left over. So did a lot. Pretty much done for a while of what I got to do. Of course, there's a couple touch-ups. I do want to get some paneling on the roof. Oh yeah, cut my finger pretty good earlier. But yeah, so that's that. I got a lot of cleaning to do. That'll take me at least an hour. And I still got more work ahead of me. So I'm going to clean and then do some rearranging with how I had things in here. So hopefully it'll give me a little bit more room. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, I'm going to end the video here because everything else is just whatever, not too interesting. But yeah, guys, I hope everything, you know, I did is something enjoyable to you. And like I said, this is just the build process. After I get everything done with the trailer, you know, like the shower, all that stuff, you know, I plan on doing more road tripping where I can travel, see different landmarks, stuff like that. You know, go where the temperature is always nice. So that's pretty much it. But anyway, guys, yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Not sure when my next video will be out because it might be a few weeks before I can get like the roof panel. And like I said, I want to put a shower up front here, but I got to get some 2x4 and you know, I have an idea what like using silicone paint to kind of use for like the flooring. You know, like the floor pan is going to be kind of triangular. I'm going to use pretty much this whole space as a floor pan, and then of course seal the walls extra good. Yeah, so I'm going to put a ledger there, of course, and then put a little semi wall there and a little semi wall here, so that way there'd be like a shower curtain right here. It'll be a wet bath, as I mentioned, so that I'll also have like a compost toilet on the shower floor as well. So, you know, simple, not like anything crazy. I want to keep it lightweight, like I mentioned. Excuse me. But I'm exhausted. You know, I've been pumping this out for the last 3 days. And I mean, it is summertime. So, I mean, I am in Flagstaff. The weather is a lot better than Arizona, Phoenix, of course. But, you know, but actually, so on that note, inside the trailer, the weather or the temperature, see, I can't even talk. I am so burned out. But, you know, of course I have the doors open, but it's a lot cooler in here than it is outside, to be honest. Now the sun's pointing directly on me when I'm out there, but it's nice in here. I feel like normally it would be the same temperature outside, because you would feel how hot how hot the walls actually are without the insulation. So I think it's a huge improvement, and then it's actually going to be something that I'll notice, you know. So but anyway, yeah, so you know, I'm just new to the recording myself thing, and you know, knowing how to talk. I myself, you know, I never have a collected thought, you know what I mean? I'm kind of usually scattered. So hopefully you guys can bear with me, you know, on how I am. And hopefully I can get more comfortable with the camera, you know, as I continue. But yeah, so let me think. Yeah, so I got everything done. I'm just gonna do the inside, clean it, put everything back. And yeah, so next video might be, I might try to do a video in between the next step of what I do to this trailer. Maybe I'll go somewhere cool and, you know, vlog what I do, you know, I don't know yet, but so that's pretty much it. But anyway, guys, yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Please, please like and subscribe, you know, help me do this thing. I really do need this because with my situation, as I mentioned, it got bad for a while, and you know, I'm not from this area, so yeah, I have no resources out here, so I was just grinding it out just to get by, and then working the crap out of my job, you know, with the overtime, long days, just to build up paychecks to get this, you know, because out here in Phoenix, it's not easy living. It really is not. Like, to live by yourself is just not possible. Like, you just can't do it. Unless you're rich, you know, which most of us are not. So anyway, yeah, so that's it. Please, again, you know, let me know how I should make the video better. Help me learn, help me be more entertaining, and all that, you know. So anyway, guys, I will see you on the next one. All right, later.